Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne and the Czech National Online Championships. It's one of the deciding matches, martypartyouje versus posij118, and it looks like they are on time and just started. So the stakes are high today. Marty is at, I think, even 8 wins now out of 8 games. And posij is at 7 wins out of 8 games, so he definitely has to win today. If Marty wins, he's more or less secured the first spot, and with the first spot in this round-robin league of 12 players comes the ticket or a ticket to the Champions League group stage, and the second place will only get a ticket to the Q1 qualification, I think. So definitely high stakes. Posij with the starting player advantage, but it's gone because he had to discard the quadruple city. Everything else looks normal so far. So posij tries to block this square and looks like he might succeed. Yeah, no, he definitely blocked this one. So first advantage in this game, getting this 2-point meeple blocked. Looks like something's wrong with the chat, but well, we'll see about that. So now where to continue? Do you really want to block this here? 2 crossroads are already gone. I think yes, because you just might draw another one. He just opts to continue with the loop road. I guess that's fine as well, although I like to threaten this blockade here. Marty takes away the chance of Pavel closing this city for himself. Just equalizes this. And right now, there are more or less only 2 options available. Either one, of course, with a meeple, and this one would be preferred just to limit the square to a crossroad. And then maybe later try to block over here, although Marty just got a crossroad, so worked out fine for him. But he will be the one who has to play a curve there. Might do even now, but I guess it's more efficient. Use the cap here instead of trying to attack this rather unwieldy city. So he goes for the easier option. Last, regular crossroad, and 3 others are gone as well, so only 1 rose left. This might become important. Not now, because this curve, of course, is used to take 3 points. But this square here could be blocked to a crossroad. So a mini battle win for blue, even if it's only 2 points. These might still matter in the end. For now, it's close, but the more meeple are blocked, the better the situation for blue should become, because they are up 1 meeple already. So trouble for Marty. Usually you'd use this monastery over here, but not with your city in that vulnerable position. This square is annoying as well. Could be blocked to the not anymore remaining crossroads, so this would be killed immediately. This here is annoying as well. These 2 might be the way to go. And with 3 meeples in hand, you'd rather use a monastery than just dump it somewhere. This here is a bit dicey, again, due to the city in the vicinity. And I wouldn't use it at this point in this game. So maybe this one. Only 1 starting tile gone, so having this here next to it isn't a problem. Yeah, he goes for this. And for now it works out. Likely speculated that even with the block, there'd still be 3 chances to close that city. But he got away with it. Problem now, though, is once he closes the city, there might be an immediate monastery kill available for blue. So in the end, these 2 could be blocked until the square is resolved with a straight, or ideally, of course, a road monastery. And it looks like Marty's taking his time. Already 5 minutes of the 15 gone. And it's not even half time here. But with the meeple stuck, or rather killed, this one, it's definitely wise to take your time and think about your moves. Not doing any hasty stuff here. The next killed meeple could even be decisive, and for now he has got more points than posij, and it ain't looking that bad, although this here is really annoying. Can't use Dorito or horse there. definitely needs a city cap, and there aren't that many left. 2 daggers gone, 2 roses gone, 2 starting tiles gone, so 4 caps left to immediately close this, and therefore blue even exerts more pressure here. And because blue has the meeple majority right now, it just prevents yellow from closing their features, just blocks another meeple. So for now, yellow really needs something to close this road. Even better would be closing this small city, or of course getting a splitter up top. So this now is limited to the 2 remaining starting tiles, and that's pretty bad news for yellow. Marty might just take this one, even though it helps yellow's monastery a bit, but place it even safer. Just keeping the meeple majority, the 10-point difference for now doesn't matter, because as long as he has 3-1 meeples for 30 tiles, he'll definitely score a lot more than these 10 points difference right now. Whereas yellow more or less has to rely on quick points, and with all the crossroads already gone, this won't work. So it's of the essence for yellow to get a meeple back ASAP. But this development at the bottom is really annoying in that case, and I would expect Marty to put even more pressure on here. Still 4 straights left and a lot of curves gone, so this should be the right orientation. And of course, worst case for yellow would be this one, and if that were to happen, then I'd call this game after the move. No big features. He saves the connection over here. Still 2 horses left. Also prevents the creation of a big feature for yellow to take over, or most likely prevents it, because there's only 1 dagger left. So yellow would need splitter, for example, through self-attack and horse plus dagger to take this city, and that's just quite unlikely. So Marty with the Dorito definitely, I hope so, won't put it up top. This would only net 2 points, but why score 2 points if you can hold your opponent without a meeple? The problem though is he has to score points sometime, somewhere. So a city preparation might be good way over here is a nice option because there's only one crossroad left. So not a problem of creating this 4-point loop or possible 4-point loop because it's unlikely yellow would get it anytime soon. And this was also the last road Dorito. So if he were to get his hands on another Dorito or big city tile, he might even opt to kill this square. Then 2 more of yellow's meeples would be dead. And therefore, Marty should use it this way. Still having the 3 daggers left to close this. It's not a big loss not having the rows to close this one here. But he doesn't. Instead, he kills this square. I'm definitely not a fan of that move. So this time Pavel completes the city, takes the field, just in case the dagger would be drawn. And also creates a platform against yellow city, which yellow could use now. Like this would be a bit problematic because this leaves one option to attack the city. This one should work better. Even if blue were to get the splitter, they might not use it like this, just to keep yellow without meeples in their hands. So I think might even be an idea. Well, this just sucks because you endanger these 2 squares here or these 2 features. So yeah, adding this. Well, more or less every move was bad, but yellow had to do something. So one of the 3 daggers is gone. Let's see if Pavel will use this to obstruct yellow's city. At least he'd kill the splitters, vanilla, and the other orientation of the dagger. But this time he gives yellow the meeple back, plus 2 points from the unified road, but scores 4 for this city, which adds another one to his farmer. So definitely a net positive move, and quite likely he was a bit frightened about not being able to score enough here. So yellow has this one. Let's see if they take the 5 points or if they'd rather close this here, but I'd rather not add another possible city to my opponent's field if I can avoid this. Else there would be this option up top, and I think they should go for it. Doesn't matter if Marty gets a 5th farmer, a 5th meeple in hand. Scoring +4 getting the meeple back, and then later closing the city on the left should be fine. Although this also adds 2 cities to Blue's farm. So actually, it's quite annoying because you won't win this farm in the end, or it's very unlikely with Blue's meeple majority here. Yeah, but now that yellow has 2 in hand, Blue could close this one, and in that case, with these this many meeples in hand, maybe even add a second farmer as insurance. Yeah, that's fine as well. Just taking city on the left side. I don't know if equalizing opponents' features like that works in this case. I think that's out of Blue's playbook and tricky for yellow, because now they are back in the situation where they only have 1 meeple in hand. And yeah, here is Marty pressuring monastery and city, and yellow gets the worst possible tile in that moment. And now both squares, and with them these 2 meeples are dead. So yellow is still ahead at +7, but there's still 1 cow left, which would take 3 points away from them. Marty, not Marty, Blue, so Pavel might connect up top. Yeah, the road monastery is nice as well. He could even opt just for 7 points, but I guess he'll try to find a better way to use it. But it's tricky. There's not much else out there. 2 points. Can't grow the field with it. Not really, at least. Yeah, so he opts for the 7 points. And now the game is more or less tied. And again, yellow with the splitter can't really use it up top because this would add 2 cities to Blue's field. So they just dump it over here. Still hoping to get the horse so Blue can't connect. Posij with the next monastery. Again, no good place to use it, but he still opts to take this one, hoping to draw the vanilla to score not just the 4 points for the city, but another one for the monastery as well. And there's still this dagger out there to add another city to their field. And of course, they might be able to successfully attack one of yellow's cities. And This here looks like an invitation to Marty. Yeah, he pounces on that chance immediately. So how to add this cap to your field? If you're blue, maybe up top. Maybe over here. Yeah, that's better because in that case, you'd add this city as well. But he goes for the obstruction and is quite successful at that. This is a severe limitation, so only the remaining starting tile fits there. So actually, yellow needs the starting tile and more or less in the next turn, ideally, would push their lead to 8 points, and then it actually would look pretty good. So in this case, the only two things Marty is thinking about is this one or this one the better option? And I'd say this here because it gives more blocking options. He goes over there, but no, actually it doesn't matter. This blocks as well, of course, so it doesn't matter. Marty kills this, but is out of luck. Posij draws the remaining starting tiles, so this is that as well. And even though Marty couldn't connect here and might not connect up top, yeah, there's no reason to connect up top because with the cow, you'd rather take the 4 points at the bottom. He still wins this game now, even with another 5 points in the end. So +6 it should be, no, +5 because yellow will add the cow here. So pretty close game. And yeah, tough luck for yellow that this one was blocked by using these 3 here. Wouldn't really do something against this. Okay, looks like they need a minute to start the next game. Well, overall, posij should be the favorite, not just because he won this one, but also he's the highest rated Czech player, I think, ever. Should be the only one who ever reached the 800 threshold this year. Was bronze medalist at this year's Mind Sports Olympiad and also reached the Champions League quarterfinals. So quite a successful year. I think he didn't play in the Czech national championships, but I would have to look this up. So natural moves so far. Yeah, always annoying to draw this one. Hmm. Wasn't posij starting player in the first game as well? Why is he starting player again? Looks like they didn't hit the right buttons here. Yeah, slightly annoying for Marty, for sure. I hope I don't remember this wrongly. Yeah, do you split? Even though there are two options to attack your city again? Tough choice. Could save the road as well and then have a chance to attack a bigger city, or just close your small one and leave this unwieldy thing as is for now. Still, of course, having more options to attack it later. Hmm. These two might work as well, but this one creates problems for the road, and self-invasion over here, or possible self-invasion, could lead to a huge city slash ruin in the end. So to me, this looks like the safest option. Yeah, exerting some pressure on this square would sure be nice. So this actually could work. It's not really problematic to have the road there. Being able to possibly limit this city to the daggers weighs more than possible problems over here. But posij gets to save this situation with the vanilla. Actually not sure why he thought about this. Maybe he thinks about meepling the field, but as both these cities could turn south, this definitely would be too early. If he'd connect over here, on the other hand, with all these hinterlands, this would be a whole other idea here. Whoa, that's something else. Especially with one dagger already gone. Definitely wouldn't have used the curve there to allow yellow the easy block. So to me, that's at least a misprioritization, maybe even a mistake. Pretty atypical for Pavel to play this year. And there was I don't get this curve. I still don't get it. I mean, he even had 3 meeples in hand, so why not just connect here? Maybe he hopes to block yellow city somehow, but I mean, nah. But he gets saved by the deck. Gets one of the 2 remaining daggers and doesn't even have to wait long. Just the 2 pieces in between being blocked and getting the saving piece from the deck. Marty limits this square, also limits expansion potential of this field. So for now, it's at 6 points and might be lucrative enough for posij once he closes the road up top. For now, he has to take care that this city isn't closed and scored for yellow. So he prioritizes attacking it over closing a restricted city of his own. And again, a rather aggressive move. Again, there'd be 2 daggers left for this square. And again, he prioritizes preventing yellow from closing a city of their own, a lucrative city in this case, over protecting his own city. And now, quite likely, he'll just connect. Maybe this time he takes the 2 points, hoping to draw one of the vertical splitters. Nah. Takes the easy option. Gets blocked here to the last remaining right-handed dagger. And there's still 1 splitter left for yellow. So that would be a juicy tile for them. And again, there's this option, 1 extender and 3 splitters left. It's really not a lot of downsides. But blue tries to prevent the splitter option over here by likely adding a curve. But they don't get one. Yellow gets a juicy road monastery for 6 points as of now, with a 5-point road option. Yeah, tricky for blue. Likely taking these 3 points and at least limiting the monastery square, so only the road monastery would fit there. Should be okay. not really sure it's necessary to prevent the splitter up top. Not with this juicy option on the right side available. But he thinks about it, and quite a long time. This time it might be posij who could run into time trouble. Half the game, half the allotted time gone. Yeah, and with all these Doritos gone and only one splitter and one cow remaining after Marty plays the third one, he could opt for this here. There'd only be two pieces to split or connect there, and a lot of options to kill this square. Yeah, and annoying piece for posij. Likely just taking the meeple back here. It's definitely not ideal because sure, you'd give your opponent a meeple back as well, but well, he still has the one on the left side. So scoring points while also threatening to kill one of your opponent's meeples is definitely okay, even if yellow quite likely will now defend while also scoring 4 points. I mean, I hope they don't consider this, but maybe they would, because the only two pieces being able to kill this square would be the ones Pavel could place up top to close or continue the city building there. So yellow with the easy option, taking 4 points, creating a sinister hamster here. And how about this one? Hoping to get the splitter. And effectively dumping this cap. There's still enough out there to close the city on the left. But he takes the meeple back. And yellow still doesn't get a curve or crossroad to kill the square. Now posij kills this one here, because again there's still a dagger out there. He prefers to prevent this one over securing his city. So in the end, 5 points for both of them, but 2 blue meeples versus 1 yellow meeple blocked. Quick points in the form of a possible 4-point road for blue. Yellow just dumps this one, which I don't like. At least create problems for blue there, or create an attacking option against this city part. But just dumping this is a wasted move. Posij playing quite effectively here, closing the city, closing the road, opening the city, gets blocked, but gets one of the remaining caps that fit there immediately. And now he's at +7 because he risked a bit and yellow wasted a move. Just consider yellow playing this one here, and they could have used the crossroad for 3 instead of 2 points and would have also limited blue's road. Sure, blue in this permutation would have gotten the rose 2 moves later, but still wouldn't have been as ideal as these 8 points. And again, with no big features, hope of yellow, of course, is this road monastery. Else they could try to take over something of these city parts. But it's tricky because there's only one big city piece left. So the splitter is in blue's hand. It's not critical anymore, so no problem there. Critical definitely is the road monastery over here. If there would have been any chance to take this field with this splitter other than over here, I think blue would have taken it. But killing the one cap there would have been quite annoying. So he opted just to open a field, a city there. Still a handful of caps in the deck. And we'll see this one here, leaving only the last remaining left-handed dagger to close yellow city. And now yellow has more or less only the one chance, maybe two, closing the city ASAP or getting the road monastery. And either one should hit before blue gets to close their city. And here's the road monastery for blue. For 2 points somewhere. Likely here to exert even more pressure on yellow city and to be able to kill this with the next blow. Because in this case, where you can't really justify meepling monasteries, they are nice pieces to kill it. And looks like yellow will defend and also create a 3-point road option if they hit the dagger. Blue could opt to limit their city because it's a rather good defense. Still caps a left with a field on the left side or right side, depending on orientation. But only this one, the road, and works perfectly for yellow. I don't know what's there to think about. It's just wasting precious seconds. Do the move anyway. It's your last, not your last, but penultimate chance. There's still one road Dorito left, but if you can close the city, get your meeple back, score 3 points, take it immediately. So right now, blue's at +1, but yellow has the meeple majority. Is it worth trying to kill this here, or at least limit it? It might be, but the straight actually is quite inefficient. Yeah, blue defense, now they still have 2 vanillas and nothing else. Splitters are gone, Doritos are long gone. So only the 2 vanillas over here to liberate this one. There's still this 6-point field in the middle. There's really not much else. There is this Hail Mary option, but that's easily blocked. For one, it's just the one piece that would work there. And the problem in addition is there's still one road Dorito to kill the square. So I would expect a move like this only to be executed on one of the last turns in the game, if there's nothing else to turn it around. But it looks like Marty might even be thinking about this now. Also, there would be a 6-point city on the right side. Ruin, actually. Not sure that's worth taking now. Because it's quite likely blue will get one of the vanillas and would then have the upper hand again with 2 meeples in hand and quite likely taking the 6-point field. Yeah, but is this really worth the try? I mean, if you can execute this successfully, it's your game. Because you'd steal these 9 and these 4 points from blue with one move. So plus 13 plus, I think, is it 2 points? Yeah, it's 2 points because the horse comes with the shield. So plus 15-point move, but only now that you are the one playing this move and posij still having 4 moves versus your 3. I think roughly a 20% chance to execute this successfully due to the blocking option of the Dorito. Might be wrong, might be something in the 30s. Actually, I could check. Yeah, okay. He goes for the 6 points. There's a merit in that, of course. It pushes him into the lead with 5 points as of now. But again, as I said, if or when posij gets one of the 2 remaining vanillas, he'd score 3 points and could even opt to meeple the field. Yes, he won't unless it were the penultimate move. And now the critical part of this equation is the 6-point field. Posij takes the 7-point monastery. Marty tries to obstruct posij's city and is successful. Will now go over here. Could even score these 5 points. There's nothing blue could do after that move to still win the game. So looks like he's just counting points again for the I don't know nth time. In the end, he'll execute the move and will win this game unless he runs out of time. Yeah, here we go. So win for yellow. Very, very close game. Precise move by blue, preventing yellow from taking another point. So two very close games, both won with 70 or less points. That's more or less knife fights in the phone booth. But can't really say anything bad about this monastery. It was worth 7 points, and it was very likely that he'd get one of the vanillas, and even likely to get one before yellow would be able to block the city. So that's nice. A decider between these two. Very strong players. Very precise playing ones. And here we go. Here's the decider. Both scoring quick 4 points to start the game. Left or right. Just pick your preference. Creating vulnerable squares for yellow's city at the bottom should be on the menu. Well, this works as well, because in this case you could use straights profitably to limit yellow's city, and might even be the yeah, it definitely is the better option, because you don't add a city up here, and I guess blue doesn't want to create a lot of volatility by creating a bigger field up top than necessary. So this is more cautious and gives them more options of blocking. So yeah, the better move for sure. So let's see if Yellow picks the best monastery spot, but would then create a pretty large field, which could become the game decisive feature. Or if they opt to take a more subdued approach and create an obstruction square against blue city, or if they take this one up top, which is worth 5 points as well and should definitely be preferred over this one, just to keep this field in check. So blue successfully thwarted yellow's chances of closing this city. And the most annoying thing about this is that, of course, blue could take this over completely. So will yellow use the cow and try to block blue city into the road? Or will they do something else with it? I don't see a lot of productive moves here. So I might just prefer to add the cow here. Hope to be able to block blue city, but at least prevent the city takeover. Yeah. Annoying for yellow, but this square might get blocked. And then, of course, you'd beat down a meeple, but blue as well. But you'd lose the mini battle. City continuation, maybe. Then hoping to add Doritos and another big city piece. Yeah, why not? Yellow protects this square, also advances the monastery build. Blue even doesn't shy away from creating an attacking option. And yellow gets a nice fitting piece from the deck to execute that one. Nice vision over here. 7-point road. Both road ends already in place. Not really a lot of pieces which could hurt you, except for a starting tile maybe, to limit this one to the last remaining in that case. But yellow might not even use it there, so blue just waiting to draw straights or crossroads. What will we see? This one or this one? The problem is that the quadruple city is gone and that you have a road next to it. So you'd have to wait with closing the road until this square is resolved. So that's annoying. That's of course annoying as well. You'd rather not give your opponent 4 points and a meeple back. He could also use it over here to still threaten this big city, but goes for the smaller one. And that's definitely okay, but now he has to limit the road to a crossroad. I don't think there is good enough reason to risk yellow killing the square. At +10, +15, you might risk it, but not with this close score. The simple protection this way in that case, because once the road would be closed, you'd add a possible 3-point road upon city finalization to your arsenal. Yeah, that's definitely the right choice. So yellow with 3 points, simple move. Then later on, gunning for the kill over here, but blue gets a crossroad immediately. And now things are looking pretty good for blue. But yellow still has a nice monastery spot up top. The field next to it. This should be an asset for them. Meanwhile, posij tries to exert pressure on Yellow City, is not successful. They close it immediately, open another one. Yeah, in this case, just open another city. There are still nah, I think that's too timid. There are 2 extenders out there still, so I'd rather keep an open city. Still 10 caps out there, so 24% or something. No, just 10. Yeah. 10 caps, the 2 extenders, so I don't know. Still have the horses, lots of straights to get a meeple back, 1 meeple in hand. Yeah, I would have just opened another city. Yeah, again, yellow thinking a long time whether to connect here just to equalize this situation or extend their city, and this one was safe until yellow's move. So in that case, this could become a 2-point move if you close the city. But it could also become your downfall if this gets blocked into a road and later killed. So, not a fan of yellow's move. Blue's is tricky. High upside, but also the downside of still 2 daggers in the deck and a lot of tiles for yellow to immediately defend. So in yellow's case, I'd rather use it over here, although that gives back attacking options for blue over there. It's annoying as well. So yeah, I see why yellow did go here and not use this square. But still, then I'd rather dump this somewhere to not get pushed into the road end there. Although if they get the dagger, they take the 9-point field and would get a huge advantage. So the one big threat by blue did work. The one big threat by yellow as well, and yellow now is ahead 5 points. And blue might just take the 6-point field up top. Or, yeah, I missed this city. Do this, which is rather safe. Even if it would get harassed, there'd still be a diagonal splitter and a vanilla left, and loads of even all field Doritos. And this field will still be there later. In addition, there's a 6-point field here and a 6-point field at the bottom, which extends all the way here. So there should still be chances to fight for field. I guess just extending this to 12 points might be okay, but could also be in yellow's interest to play a bit of small ball here, considering blue has the meeple majority and would have attacking options, maybe even here. But maybe forcing blue to act and invest more meeples. Farmer. Yeah, now that's a farmer move, of course. That's an insurance move. And a nice one at that. But monastery, perfect. Just perfect. Still 4 curves left to liberate it. Only a small consolation for blue getting an extender. And another monastery, and yellow even still has another juicy monastery spot to liberate the road one up top. So this now looks pretty good for yellow, apart from their meeple situation. So curve would be crucial, speedy curve rather. And we'll see whether blue will try to tie this 12-point field. 12-point field for now. There are still enough caps out there to add 1 or 2 cities to it. And the remaining road monastery could be used to extend the field as well. Or whether blue tries to win this one without doing anything about yellow's field. But in that case, using monasteries would be essential. And that's exactly why they opt to take the monastery spot up top, even though it adds 1 point to yellow's score and gives them the second meeple in hand. That's a decision with quite a lot of possible repercussions. Definitely not taken lightly. But these two seem to not take anything lightly, maxing out the clocks in each game here. And I talked about the starting players earlier. I think at the beginning of the second game, the one thing I didn't thought about at that moment was the time here, which indicates they are playing a tournament. And then, of course, the starting player situation is just let me find a family-friendly word. How about bullshit? Yeah, that works. So it was just starting players at random. And in the end, it works out for Marty. He's starting player now, in the decisive game at least. Obstructs blue's city, and with the option to further harass it, this could be very crucial in the end. Let's see if blue gets 2 caps to still close it. Yellow liberates the monastery. Their meeple situation should be fine. 3 in hand, 20 tiles, so 11 moves to go for them. Yeah, even get another 4 quick points on top. So they are up 6 points now. But 6 points, that's the name of this field up top. Blue might take it now. Yep, they do. But yellow gets to attack blue city. But there is still 1 splitter left. So if I'm blue, I might just close this city on the right side and hope to draw the splitter. You might not get a second chance to close this one. Sure, it takes away more or less half of the pieces that would help liberate your monastery there. So the rose would not work anymore, the quadruple crossroad and the Dorito as well, but you'd still have curves and a crossroad. So yeah, I think. On the other hand, there are still 4 Doritos left, so it's highly unlikely to draw the splitter before yellow would connect. And then the vanilla would just be a wasted move. So yeah, considering this, this here is the better way, specifically with this orientation. else yellow could use a piece over here. Oh, one moment. So now it works again, yeah. Else yellow could use a piece over here to attack the monastery and limit the city. Yeah, kinda. Again, with all these Doritos left, there are many cases where this could work, and if it would work, then it would be blue's game to lose. But still, I might have preferred just adding this over here, setting up the 7-pointer. Sure, it would give back an attacking option to yellow like this, or rather like this up top. If you don't put an insurance meeple there yourself. And it would also give you better chances to liberate this monastery, of course. But in the end, blue preferred to act against yellow's threat of connecting to their city. And he doesn't get the Doritos, instead scores points over there, and now this one is dead immediately. Yeah, Marty may place a meeple but won't, so why waste precious time? Posij now attacks this square. Any road piece from the left or from the top would kill this. No road Dorito left, no horse left, and this should be the kill. The Dorito would take 6 points away from him, and therefore even the monastery should be used there in this case. The margin is slim. 4 points in the lead for blue. Most critical tile for him now would be the last remaining Dorito to connect at the bottom and take away 5 points from yellow, or rather add 6 points to your score and 1 to yellows, plus whatever the Dorito would be worth. Looks like 1 point, as it's without a shield. This could backfire as well. Blue, of course, can take 2 points, but they could also just add this over here and hope to then draw a curve or monastery to liberate their monastery on the next turn, and sacrificing the 1 point is definitely worth getting the second meeple back. This will be worth way more than the 1 point you just lost. There aren't many nice pieces for yellow out there. The curve actually isn't bad. 6 points, why not? Playing against yellow's monastery liberation isn't worth the effort because there would only be the straight which would prevent blue from liberating the monastery on their next turn. Everything else would fit over there. So curves, monastery, splitter, Dorito. Yeah, yellow takes the 6 points. I think that's definitely a wise choice. Blue liberates the monastery. Quite likely would have loved to place a monastery there. There is the Dorito, extra crucial for yellow. Now there's no way for blue to connect. Monastery spot somewhere. This looks like 5. This is a 5-point spot. This as well. This here then might be the best one because at least you could add the splitter there later or one additional point. This here has one upside though. Adding the next monastery would score 6 points, which wouldn't be the case at the bottom. But the next monastery goes to Marty, and it's the last one. So he takes it for 6 minus 1 point. And tough. Yeah, it's really tough for posij. I only see 4-point options. Three-point options, no 4-point options. And then Marty will eke out a 1-point win here in the end. That's tough. Really tough. Yeah, that's the problem of having this here. If it were a monastery, this might have given you the 1 extra point. And of course, this vanilla, this decision, which definitely wasn't bad. It was a good idea. But tad problematic, actually. Yeah, looks like the chat tool ain't working today. I'm sorry, ProRock, just saw your message now. Don't really know which meeple you're talking about. So let's quickly translate this here. Looks like posij is congratulating regarding the CCL, yeah. Talking about the closest match in history. Well, not really. Yeah. And Marty asking whether posij will play the qualification. Yeah. And he quite likely will. So let's check the standings in this competition. So Marty's at 9 wins now. Still no loss at all. And it looks like there won't even be any chance to still catch him. Let's see. So 19-6. Well, he would need to lose the 2 remaining games, matches, that is, and well, Michaels might be able to win against them. I mean, his only lost versus posij and Chomps. Beat everyone else. But Smula, well, Marty is a, I don't know, 96-97% favorite in that match. So it's rather unlikely he'd use both remaining matches. So then should be able to secure the first place, and posij is very likely to either come in second or third. Still has to play versus Zabza and Chomps. So, yep, a bit to go. And then let's take a quick look at their options. Okay, so first place gets a direct ticket to the group stage, and second and third place will get a ticket to qualifier 1 for the Champions League. And here we go. Rock. Let me actually try to bring this on screen, but I think, yeah, here we go. So I was thinking about adding that last big city plus road for blue to the ruin and meepling the road near his monastery instead of taking 3 quick points. Would have actually be winning with this run out. Ooh. I mean, it's late, but why not check what he's talking about? Last big city plus road. I guess you're talking about a horse. Which big city are you talking about? Ah, this one here. Okay, then let's rewind. 90 might work. Yeah, colors are correct. So in that case, is this the situation you would have liked to use it over here? Yeah, it's +2 versus this move. Yeah. There's one thing else to consider. For one, you might lose this meeple. So if you'd add the road meeple here, yellow would be more likely to bend a curve into your city. That would be annoying, could be crucial as well. And you'd leave this 3-point option for your opponent to take if they get a crossroad before you'd get one. And even if you'd get one, you might likely be needing it to liberate the 5-point road. And in addition, if you use these 3 points, there would be, in some instances, for example, the Rito, the chance to take this 6-point field without yellow being able to usurp your field later on. And this could also be crucial. So, although with this permutation, as you've said, it might have worked out, I think in general, just taking the 3 points is the better move. Although this also has the upside of preventing the last remaining road Dorito. But actually that road Dorito isn't a big problem, because once yellow adds it there, you for sure would like counterattack, and there were still a lot of Doritos out there. And here is Posij, the man himself, giving us his reasoning. So it was between the two moves. Okay, yeah. Also another good option, disrupting the 4-point loop. Although, given that yellow has a 4-point loop over here, which they are very likely to take, not sure that adds a lot. Yeah, so let's actually check if yellow would have taken that road or not. Yeah, and this also has the upside of at least preventing quite a lot of tiles which yellow could use over there to close the 4-point loop. So without this horse, I'm pretty sure yellow would have meepled the road, and the horse forced them to not add a meeple here and gave blue the chance to take this here themselves if they would have gotten basically only the road Dorito, because caps they'd use on their city. At least I would hope Pavel would do that. Yeah, and this year 4 Doritos out there. 4. And he didn't get one of them. I mean, that's what is it? 93%. Tough luck. Really tough luck in that case. So then yellow takes this one. And in that case, only the rose would still work there if blue would have played the horse at their city, and the roads later did go to blue. So yeah, with this permutation, it would have worked. Okay, folks, I think that's it for now. I haven't seen anything in the end which would need further discussion. Maybe I'm too tired, but if you notice anything, just let me know in the comments and I might create a new video about it. But I think this was a close game anyway, riding on the last pieces. I mean, if yellow would have gotten a Dorito over here, chances for blue to still eke out the win would have been slim. Maybe they would connect on the left side, and it's like a pendulum swinging from left to right, and that's Carcassonne and close game like this, especially. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking around. I think there's not a lot of matches scheduled for the next days, but we'll see about that. Just subscribe or have a look at Carcassonne GG for next streams. See you. Bye bye.